Hi, my name is Stephen Smith, and I'm the Executive Director of the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy. We at SACE believe that electric transportation and EVs provide superior value to customers in providing better performance, better cost savings, and are better for the environment. Currently, the transportation sector has overtaken the utility sector for the highest carbon emissions of any sector in the United States. That's why we have to decarbonize the transportation sector. We've set up a website called Electrify the South that works throughout the Southeast to educate consumers about the value and benefits of EVs and electric transportation. So we ask you to visit us, see our Drive Electric events and our virtual Drive Electric events that we're providing on the website. Visit us at electrifythesouth.org and learn more about what we're doing.
My name is Mark Bishop. I'm from Clinton, Tennessee. My wife bought a 2014 Model S, and she loves that thing. And when the Model 3 came out, I had to have one of those because he was even more efficient than hers. I'm big on that. And also, the reason I'm on this video is I've got a 2000 model Honda Insight that I converted to a hybrid to pure electric. It's a little project I did in 2014. Took about 3 months. This is my 2000 Honda Insight. It used to be a hybrid, and I converted it to pure electric. I took the gas motor and pancake electric drive out. It was a manual transmission. I put it in second gear and took all the other gears out that I can take out to make it light and low drag in the oil as much as possible. So it's permanently in second, and I have a 4-pole AC motor that came from HPEVS company in California. Also it had a controller. And I installed that on the end of the transmission shaft and made a motor mount to hold the other end and put a DC to DC converter in so that the 120 volt battery, which is out of a Nissan Leaf, could be converted to 12 volts for running lights and so forth. And it's got a charger, get the name of it, made in Washington, that's also mounted there. And that's it, buddy. I mean, and it's been totally reliable for 6 years. I got 42,000 miles on it. And, it almost drives for free. I think it uses 170 watt hours per mile, which is about 200 miles per gallon equivalent. And I use it for daily running to get groceries and so forth. That's my main transport and for that. And it goes about 90 miles on 60 miles an hour on the charge, which is not a long way, but for getting groceries, it's easy. I don't even look at the gauge at all, and I charge it on level 1 at night. It'll also charge on level 2 if you need to. But that's it. And if you want to know more about the conversion and what all I did to make this work, and I've done a couple other conversions also. We're going to have a webinar, and I'll be glad to do a question and answer, I guess, and tell you what I know about it. And I can even, if somebody would like to need some machine work, for a conversion, I can, talk about that too.
We're at the Electrify America DC Fast Chargers in Knoxville, Tennessee, to take a look at what it's like to charge a Nissan Leaf at a DC Fast Charger. This is the station with both a CCS and a CHADEMO connector. You can see by the decals that the CCS will charge up to 150 kilowatts. CHADEMO will charge at up to 50 kilowatts. So at this station, the CCS connector is much faster than the CHADEMO. You can also see that there's instructions on screen and a place to use your credit card to pay for charging.
This is a 2018 Nissan Leaf. I've had it for a little less than 2.5 years. I've got about 14,000 miles on it. Really enjoy the car. It's got a 150-mile range, and I have achieved that without driving excessively conservative. But with moderate driving, you can achieve that. It's very peppy without being dangerously peppy. It's still quick enough to probably get me in trouble, but I haven't yet. The needle on the left shows your energy consumption. If it deflects to the left, downward, it's showing the regenerative braking, which is energy going back into the battery, and it's energy being used if it deflects upward and to the right. And this shows you that I'm getting 4 miles per kilowatt hour, and that's not just a speedometer on the right. The indicator at the bottom shows what percentage charge I have left. In this car, 1% equals about 1.5 miles. And it predicts how many miles are left in the pack, and it shows, and I like to reset the counter so I can compare that to miles actually run on this charge. The prediction is a little bit optimistic. It means you'd have to drive very conservatively. But the car is advertised at 150-mile range, and I have gotten 150 miles on a full charge. And that was driving moderately, but not excessively conservative. Okay, and then we push this fuel button, and it opens the latch and gets the car ready to receive a charge.
We're good.
Okay, I'm plugged in. It's telling me to pay by credit card. Payment authorized. I'm guessing that means you leave the card. Charging me 21 cents a minute. Now it's showing me that I'm at 6 to 7% charge, and that's consistent with what the car was telling me. And it says I'll be at 80% charge in 16 minutes. But I'm showing 70%, and the fueling column is also showing me 70% charge. There's basically 4 levels of control over how fast you're using up your charge. You have, right now it's set in eco mode, which is a simple push button. Can you get that? And that takes it out of eco mode, and that puts it back in. That won't keep you from accelerating, but you have to push the pedal a little harder for it to happen. Right next to that, you have an e-pedal control, which is one pedal driving. If I put it in e-pedal mode, you get a blue indicator on the dashboard, and that aggressively applies regenerative power that will actually bring you instead of a gradual coast. It won't hard brake, but it will decelerate much more rapidly than coasting, and it will bring you to a full stop, and it will hold you at a stop. So if you're already at a stop and you put it in that mode, you will stay stopped. And so it's an aggressive form of regen. The other control is more traditional. You often see it in hybrid cars. If I put it, because I'm charging, it won't let me put it in drive. But if I hit it, try to send the car into drive the first time, I'll get a D indication that I'm in the drive mode. And the car is at its peppiest when I'm in drive mode with no eco, no e-pedal. But if I put it in drive a second time, I'll get a B mode. And that's the part that's similar to a hybrid. And that, I guess the B stands for braking. It gives you more regenerative power, and it will slow the car more rapidly than a coast, but not as aggressively as the e-pedal mode. And those are the 4 levels. So you have, call it sport mode is the plain mode, and then you have the eco mode, you have the B mode, and you have the e-pedal mode in terms of how aggressively you use regenerative power. So it's not the same as a paddle like a Chevy Bolt, but it's still a fair amount of control. I'm quite comfortable with that, and I like it.
And we're here this afternoon with MICHAELA from VOLVO of Knoxville. She's going to take us on a test drive in this beautiful automobile. MICHAELA, tell us a little about it.
This is a 2021 Volvo XC60 Inscription T8 all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid. It's our Recharge EV initiative with Volvo. So this vehicle is our top trim level with Volvo. You're going to see a little bit more chrome around this vehicle, but the most important part is more about the plug-in hybrid option. So first off, in the front of the vehicle, we have your plug-in here. It's a simple press and open. That does lock when you lock the vehicle. Volvo does give you a charging adapter with the cables. It can do a 120 or a 240 volt. You also have the option of purchasing a Volvo charging pack for your home, which is going to charge in half the time. Your charging times on the 120 are going to be about 6 to 7 hours. On the 240 would be closer to an hour to 2 hours. On the charging packs, less than an hour. Under the hood, you do have a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine. So if you are not running on battery, you are going to be running off of a turbocharged and supercharged engine, which gives you 316 horsepower. With the battery operating hybridly together, you're going to get 400 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. Here in the back, we do have an option for hands-free lift gate. You just step back. The gate does open. You do have to have the key on you in order for it to open for you. You have plenty.
That's cool.
Yes. You do have plenty of space in the back. Going to a plug-in hybrid does not take up any more additional space than it would any other vehicle. It actually gives you just a little extra room with a little cubby hole in the back, which you do not get on a regular T6 engine. This particular vehicle also has hydraulic lifts. So if you are wanting to get something into the back of your vehicle, you can press it down. It lowers it for you. Also, within that, you do get a little bit better aerodynamics for your hybrid engine. It will give you a little bit better gas mileage having the 4-corner air suspension. Inside the Volvo XC60, you do start up the vehicle from a switch in the center console. You apply the brakes, and then you turn the switch right here to the right. Once you've started it up, you will notice that to shift, you have the beautiful crystal shifter from Sweden. It is like a button. To go into reverse, you push it forward twice. To go into drive, you pull it backwards twice. To get to neutral, you push it forward or backward once. In order to put it into park, you press the P. The center cluster is fully tablet style. You have your home screen that you see here. You can swipe left or right. Right takes you to the media page where you can see all of your radio options. You can change the sound experience. It'll read your text messages to you and show you your car status. So when you're ready for an oil change or any other maintenance, the car will let you know. When you swipe to the left, this is all of your safety features and hybrid features in one clear page. The best part, the stuff that you use the most, you can move up to the top. So it's just like apps on your phone. Anything that's green is on. Anything that's gray is something that you may not use or want to keep off. For hybrid options, you do have a hold for your battery. If it is fully charged and you want to wait a little longer to utilize your battery, you can use the hold option. If you are driving and you would like to charge the battery up, you have the charge option. Also in the 2021, they have added the wireless charger for your phone, which you do have to turn on when you want to utilize it, not to use up the car's driving battery. Over here is the digital cluster. You have your speedometer on the left side and your RPMs on the right side. Since it is a plug-in hybrid, there is a little bit different of a view. So what it shows you right now is that it's ready in hybrid mode. There's a little water droplet above, and how it is empty, that means that it is using the hybrid engine or the electric engine currently. If you were to be driving and it utilized the gasoline, it would fill that little water droplet up. Below you see the battery, how many miles to empty. Currently it's showing that it is at capacity, and then 200 miles left on your gasoline.
Now, MICHAELA, tell us again about the range of this automobile.
So this on full electric, on a full battery, will get up to 19 miles. You do also have the option for hybrid, so that will get you up to 57 miles.
So that would be just as good as driving a gasoline vehicle that gets 57 miles per gallon.
Correct.
And I understand that Volvo is planning to start offering full electric vehicles in the U.S. in the not too distant future.
That's true. So they have started out with the Volvo XC40 in an all-electric recharge version. It was supposed to be released at the end of this year. It has been extended due to COVID to 2021, but it will be up to 280 miles to one full charge. Here in the States, they are saying above 200.
Tell me a little bit about the price of this automobile.
So the range for the Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid is going to be from $57,100 up to $63,100 starting price, depending on trim level.
And the one we're in today is top-of-the-line trim level?
Yes, it is. So it has all the extra features, including four-corner air suspension, the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, as well as the package called the Advanced Package, which gives you heads-up display, active bending lights, and a 360 camera.
Do the Volvo plug-in hybrids have regenerative braking?
They do. Once you apply the brakes, it will show you regenerative braking on the cluster. The lightning bolts that's showing in the cluster is showing that we are using the electric engine right now. The braking is showing that we're doing regenerative braking with the little battery that has the plus symbol in it that just went away. We do have regenerative braking when applying the full brakes, of course, and as well when coasting. Right now we are using the gasoline engine, but it does have a turbocharger and supercharger that work hand in hand.
What about the battery? Do you have to worry about replacing the battery? What kind of warranty
So you shouldn't have to worry about replacing the battery unless you do not keep the charge up on your battery. You do want to keep at least 25% charged on the battery to give it the most and longest life. As long as you're doing that, you should be good. But Volvo does have an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the battery and hybrid parts. So if there ever was an instance where it did need to be replaced, you're covered. They do have a recycle battery option within their company, so they take the batteries and recycle them properly.
Excellent.
Hello, my name's Josh. This is my 2017 Chevy Bolt. I purchased this thing used about a year and a half ago, somewhere in that range, and I've loved it since the day I got it. I was a previous Leaf owner, and now I wanted to step up to go with a more range, and I wanted more creature comforts than my old car did. So I bumped up to the Leaf, and now I just absolutely love going electric. I've gone from scouring the entire United States for this car. I ended up purchasing this one in Florida from a dealership, and it's been an adventure since. It's been great to meet people that are electric, stopping at charging stations and going to events. It's been phenomenal.
Joshua, talk a little bit about your road trip back from Florida and the charging experience on the road.
The charging experience was pretty good. At the time, I really didn't know too much about the car.
Start as if I didn't ask the question.
On the road trip back from Florida, it was an interesting trip, mostly because I didn't realize how it was going to go. I just kind of went for it with putting my both feet in and jumping into it. So getting there, I actually flew down there, picked up the car, and then just started getting onto different websites like PlugShare to find out where the nearest places to charge were, and then just slowly moving my way up and not really having a route, just kind of going charger to charger, charging up to 100% and keep going. Looking back at that, I don't know why I did it, because there's better ways to do it, but that's what I knew at the time, so that's what I did.
Great. We're going to use that either in our road trip, probably in our road trip webinar, that piece of the trip. Any special stories or anything about being a Bolt owner?
Not really. Pretty mundane. I do like to talk to other people about it all the time at work, at just events and stuff, because a lot of people don't know what they are. So I really enjoy to talk to people about them and really kind of show them that you can do so much more with an electric car than what most people think. A lot of people think that just a electric car that's used is like, oh, well, it's going to be useless for only around town, and I travel 100 miles every day without any issues.
Okay, anything else cross your mind?
Nothing's jumping out at me right now.
All right, we'll wrap it up there.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Josh, you said this is a 2017
Chevy Bolt.